Cafe in Dania.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another week, another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, streaming to you live on the South Florida Live networks on Facebook and YouTube, and also on the great Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group page that is now, I don't know how long I think we're only about 200 away from 140,000 maniacs on there. Gentlemen, good afternoon. How is it?
Good afternoon.
Doing all right. Good to be here.
Defo, I guess I'm going to ask for a medical update because it's become part of the show now. I mean, you walking? Are you able to do some exercise and walk?
I saw him out in person Friday. He looks like he's lost weight, even though he said he got bloated. And he was hanging around with the best of them. So it feels like you're doing better.
Unable to eat or drink. But no, I did a little mini walk of life just now before I got going. I didn't have time to go further, but got in a quickie mile there, and I'll do some more later. Feeling pretty good. You know what? Some favorable reports, but the medical field is a mixed bag of divergent and varied opinions. So we'll see what happens. But some of the signs were positive, so I'm feeling pretty good.
That's good. Lubie, it looks like you ran into a tussle with a lawnmower or a saw, a buzzsaw. What happened?
Remember when you used to use the plane in shop? You know, that thing that would smooth over wood? It looks like he used a plane to...
Are you enlisting in the Marines? What is going on? I'm a little bit concerned.
It's just funny because, like, when you're young, and I wasted it, I guess a lot of kids, they'll grow their hair long, and everyone makes fun of them for it. I think that's the smartest thing you could do, because the older you get, growing it long just shows how bald you are. So... I can't, Shirley literally yells at me when I haven't gotten a haircut in a while because my hair, like you could, I don't know why, but I see the balding more. For some reason, when it's short like this, I look younger. I don't know why. And I look like I've lost 15 pounds. So we just go really short. And as ridiculous as it looks, because I am no military man, it saves age on I don't know. I went, the guy usually goes short. He went, I haven't seen him like 4 months. So I guess he just said, all right, we'll just chop it all off.
You went medium well on this one.
I would usually call this a summer cut, but God bless. Now you don't have to go back for 2
He's got a little bit of a MAGA Republican look to him, doesn't he? Like he's getting ready to storm the Capitol building.
Well, maybe it's going to be
no.
It's going to be perfect for tomorrow's show. Then he's got the cut for the man of the moment. But we're not going to talk about that just yet. Although it is going to, I guess, I will address it. I mean, I know that you're out of the picture tomorrow, Defo, but we're going to be doing a show from the pizza spot.
Oh, great!
And my whole thing about doing the food beat is, I love to sit and talk about food with anybody who's passionate about food. And this has become a sanctuary for people who don't want to get into the whole, politics. And this is going to be a crazy year. I mean, that's definitely for certain. And everybody has their opinions. And it seems like a lot of people are pretty set in their opinions. And people don't even want to listen to the other side. And a lot of people block the other side. A lot of people get their news and things from just ones that satisfy them. And I'm just of the opinion that, I'll break bread with anybody, pretty much anybody, probably not Osama bin Laden or maybe the head of Hamas. But
you don't have to worry about bin Laden anymore. He won't be having lunch with you anytime soon.
But anyway,
he might be complaining about the tipping process when it's incorporated in the check, though.
Well, the credit card surcharge, everybody hates that. Doesn't matter what you do. But now tomorrow at the pizza spot, a guy who supposedly is very, very much into pizza.
Oh, no. Are you really going to do this?
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
We could cut it off.
Yeah, he's doing it.
I mean, why provide a platform for this guy? Come on.
Because he says he's not going to be talking about politics. Might ask.
He just represents evil. I mean, he really does. Yeah.
All right. And again, there might be some in the audience who say he represents evil, that he is a person who's enabling bad people doing bad things. And he's a person who's already been convicted and pardoned for offenses against the state.
Against the country, my friend. That was
Against the
federal
country.
stuff. Yeah.
You can call him a treasonous person. I might ask him what pizza topping goes best with sedition.
Oh, I'm glad I'm missing this, Mayo. I can't believe you're doing this. Wow. There goes the audience. Although there may be, we may be outnumbered by the people that are on Let's Eat South Florida.
Here's the thing: you never know. And again, I want to have a discussion not about whatever. We'll see where it takes us. Lubie is going to be there, and now he is shaved for the part.
He might get recruited by this guy into the movement.
He's a Fort Lauderdale resident, longtime political operative. He has had profiles written about him in the New Yorker before.
I'm glad I'm missing this, Mayo. I really am. This is a disgrace.
He actually did some work and was in the same building. He's a dirty trickster, a master of the dark arts in politics and other things. His name is Roger Stone. I already have people saying they're not going to. And again, you don't have to watch. You don't have to listen.
If people are willing to boycott the NFL and say they'll never watch another game again after a bad call, that's it for the lunchbox.
Well, why would you?
This would be a kiss of death, my friend.
Well, I guess maybe if that's the way people feel, then I want people who are curious about the world. And this is a guy. He's very known for his fashion. He puts together kind of a best dressed, worst dressed list every year. He's a dapper guy who never bought a suit off the rack. That's one of his claims to fame. He will enjoy meeting me.
Because they all came off a stolen truck.
We're just going to go. That's it. All right. Well,
I'm glad I got a little meeting I can't miss.
Well, will you be here Wednesday?
I will be. I'll be there Wednesday, but I don't know that the show will still exist. I mean,
okay.
Mayo's a news guy.
Let me become CNN on the show.
I mean, people,
why don't
even CNN has barred him because.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know CNN's interviewing this guy.
I mean, they're doing all of these town meetings with DeSantis and Haley and all of these others. Trump too. I guess they had on.
And we already have people putting labels on him. He's a racist and an anti-Semite. I mean,
good call there, Michael. You're
not vouching for him. He's just a guy.
I mean, of all the guys that discuss pizza, you couldn't get Tom Tanazzini or some chef to come out.
We had Tom on.
We've had Tom.
We've
had a lot of food people. I want to broaden.
This is a reach of all reaches, my friend.
Well, look, if things
he's really
get
well known,
out of control, and first of all, I know one of his friends and attorneys, Grant Smith, well for a long time. Grant Smith, his father was a Democratic Congress man a while back. And,
everybody deserves representation, my friend.
And Grant actually, I guess, got to know Roger when they worked in the same building under the con artist and Ponzi schemer Scott Rothstein.
There you go.
Grant
Perfect.
was one of those.
Who was a big time restaurateur. Everybody loved. What was the name of his restaurant?
Bova Prime. Yeah. And Scott Rothstein.
Where is he, by the way? I mean, you would be able to investigate this.
I'm guessing that he's in a federal penitentiary.
You think he's in Costa Rica? You think he ratted out a bunch of people?
No, I think he's in Arizona. I think he's still in the pen. But I don't know. I mean, I did have conversations over the phone with him. That was 3 or 4. Actually,
he buried more people than Dan Campbell did yesterday with his decision making.
So anyway, look. I have my points of view, and I couldn't be more diametrically.
I was going to say, like,
you'll never. You're going to end
Mayo's
up
more liberal than any
of
us. So I mean, if Mayo can stomach this guy,
something's going to happen here. You're going to walk out on your own show. You're going to pull a Trump in court.
Well, we might pull the plug on the show, but
we'll do the show. It'll be fine. What are we going to do?
Okay.
I mean,
and I'm going to say
we had to give you some grief over this one, though. I mean, come on, Michael.
Yeah.
Says of all the pizza experts in the city of
this
Miami,
guy's in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Like he's not any of our wheelhouse. But
you couldn't get Chef Boyardee on the show or something.
What's so funny is I'm actually not abhorred by doing this. I don't know. To me, I wouldn't mind talking to people of every side. The problem is whenever we do these talks now, everyone yells and screams and like goes ad hominem, like Mayo hates, and so that's why we usually stay away from politics at all, let alone opposing viewpoints. But like, I don't know. I find it interesting to have Roger Stone eating pizza and just talking pizza with Roger. Like, to me, that sounds so oxymoronic.
What's next?
Like,
Matt Getz? I mean, I hear he likes Jewish food, so it would bring him down.
But there are certain people out there who
I don't know.
despise Debbie Wasserman Schultz and what she represents in Senate floor.
Okay.
I happen to be in agreement with her on many of the issues. I also had her on the show to talk about her cancer survival and her cooking and her Instagram page, Clean Cooking Congresswoman. So once I've opened the door with that, and again, we had a mostly food related discussion with her. We did delve into some politics of the moment. And and I'm not all about this. What about is, false equivalency. Okay. I think, right now, one party in this country,
Marjorie Taylor Greene wasn't available. I hear she likes that cherry bomb pizza, whatever that is. That you're a big fan of over there. You can't make it hot enough.
No, it was Lauren Boebert likes the what was the she got into trouble for a couple of things, but
Yeah.
all
right. Well, that'll be a controversial show. You wanted to bring some.
I see people here already making. If Hitler were alive, would I interview Hitler? No, I wouldn't interview Hitler. Roger Stone to me is an interesting character. You might find him loathsome. I will do more research on some of the allegations that are being posted.
I would talk to the head of KKK, 100%. Yeah, we talked about that. Like, I'm intrigued by how they get to these places. Like, how can you be that hateful? Like, I'm actually
going to dig up Jim Jones. See what he's doing.
I would talk. See, that's the thing.
How's the Kool-Aid, Jim?
See,
get the recipe for the Kool-Aid.
I'm open to. See, I think it's as long as you can keep your temper and not go crazy and not go, whoa, no. There's proof. We have video these days. Like, don't be a loon. But like, I'm curious from just a humanistic standpoint. Like, how do you get to a place where you hate just a whole group and don't give them any room? Like, I'm actually curious. We talked on my podcast I used to do, the Let's Hero podcast. We had a KKK member on, and we talked to them. My buddy was Black, Haitian. My other buddy's Black, Puerto Rican, and I'm a Jew. And we had him on, and we said, or he wasn't. He was Reformed KKK, but he had grown up with it. And it was a really interesting conversation. That's my thing is, to me, as long as you don't go to the depths.
I'm not giving anybody a platform.
I just think it's we're not saying we're fans of the dude. Like, I'm just interested in how some of these people get to this place in their life, and now the dude's eating pizza with us at pizza. Like, to me, it's a lot. Like,
there's a time and a place for everything. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, if you're having a political show or whatever, you want to present the other side, I would say okay. But this guy happens to represent a lot of despicable ideas, and. He was very lucky that a certain person was president when he was convicted of crimes against this country.
Well, it reminds me of the placard that sat on the desk of one Scott Rothstein, who obviously now disgraced and disbarred attorney, but on his desk had a placard that said, "A good lawyer knows the law, a great lawyer knows the judge." I would amend that into the case of Roger Stone. It would be an add-on. And the greatest defendant knows the president, because that's the one.
Yeah. Well, where did it get Rothstein? I mean, we can't even find him with a search warrant. The feds don't even know where he is. You're assuming he's in Arizona. I don't know that he's not in Guam somewhere. Anyway, well, have fun with that, Mike. I'm glad I'm missing that show. I don't really want to be a part of it.
That's fine. And again,
it was kind of like when I used to call boxing with the fight doctor, Freddie Pacheco, and they were trying to push women's boxing and it first come into vogue, and it seemed like it was mandatory for every promoter to put a women's match on. And Freddie, in the middle of a television broadcast, a live broadcast, would just get up and walk out because he said, "I'm not going to, embrace this and condone it." He thought it was a disgrace. Now, he may have been wrong about that and being a little bit sexist and homophobic or whatever, but nonetheless, that's what he did. I mean, he just walked out. And, I would think that that might be appropriate here once you get going with this. Ask him how the mushrooms are. They do use fresh mushrooms there.
Well, last night
that can make a big difference.
I happened to go by the pizza spot last night. I saw Wade just to kind of.
I hope you warned him that this was happening.
I did. He knows he's a regular customer, and Wade is one of those guys that
all right.
If somebody wants to buy his pizza.
Yeah, business people don't do
that. That's a different
story.
story.
Yeah, if you're smart, you stay out of it.
He's not handing him a megaphone to address all of the people.
Am I okay? Are we handing him a megaphone?
That's the question is, because a lot of the time to do the whitewashing kind of
thing.
Are we
normalizing? Okay, first of all,
that's where it could be seen.
Trump regime and Trump candidacy has been
normalized
by the entire Republican Party and by 73 million voters.
So talking to someone, just talking to someone, people would I understand when they pull ads because the hosts say something or vouch for something either on air, on Twitter, or on a taped phone conversation. But if we talk to someone with other very strong, deceitful opinions slash actions. Now that's put upon us. Like I don't know that I don't think that way. Like people have different conversations with people all over the place. Like
Yeah.
half the
Look,
time we don't know people's beliefs when we talk to them. So
Anthony Bourdain, Tony Bourdain,
I
a
don't
guy
know.
I didn't know at all, but who I respected immensely. Part of what made his show so intriguing and so, um, also enlightening and enjoyable is he would sit down with people who were completely different from him, who had completely opposite worldviews and viewpoints. And he became good friends with Ted Nugent, who is a guy that a lot of people find loathsome, and a lot of his views about guns and some of his political beliefs. And lately everything has gotten more strident. But the shows that Tony Bourdain did, No Reservations and the other one that he did with Ted Nugent were very entertaining, and I liked watching them. And so, if you're going to hold it against me to opening up and having a guest who many consider a loathsome individual, a convicted, a person convicted of crimes against this country, but who got off by a pardon by a former president who might well be president again. I just, if he lives in the area and loves pizza and wants to talk about pizza, I'll talk about pizza. You might say, why do I give a crap about what this guy thinks about pizza? Well, it's like, why does anybody give a crap about anything? It's like, if it's interesting, we'll talk about it. And I want to see if he's a New Haven guy or a New York guy, or if he's Chicago deep dish. If he's Chicago deep dish, then I will throw him off the show and end it early. That's it, because can't trust any of those deep dish Chicago pizza people. But all right, we'll see where it leads.
I'm weirdly looking forward to this. I'm curious because the problem is, and I get it, he'll come off like this great dude and he'll play the game.
I don't want to, look, maybe he's an interesting person. He used to be a regular on the Bill Maher show on HBO, Real Time.
And they didn't pull his ads.
And so, we'll see.
I don't know. And I get it. We're not a political show. I have the political guy. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
we had Debbie Wasserman Schultz on, and we talked food with her. So it's okay because she's on our side. Like, then we're doing the exact same thing we talk crap about other people doing. Like, that's literally what it's okay to talk to the liberals. We just can't talk to the other people. Okay. See, I'm not a fan of that. Like, I think that's what our society does now, and I think that's wrong.
And it also happens on college campuses where they don't allow certain points of view to even be heard because it offends people's safe spaces and things like that. So, I really am for freedom of expression. And on this show, if somebody wants to talk about food, and again, we're going to rein him in if he starts spewing nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's Mayo.
But that's it. I don't suffer fools gladly. And again, he will. I'm a seasoned journalist, so I know how to counteract foolishness or ask questions that if somebody goes in a direction that is preposterous. But we'll see. And maybe this will be the last lunchbox tomorrow, and it was fun while it lasted. Why go to a place that we don't need to go? I guess that might be the question.
Yes, that's Defoe's angle. That's Brian, I guess, his angle.
You couldn't find some musician that likes pizza?
No, we
absolutely.
The guy asked to come on. The guy wanted to come on. Like, that's where this came from. Like,
an emissary said that he seen the show and enjoyed.
He's a fan of the show.
As a fan, likes pizza. Was a fan of Pizza Spot. Wanted to kind of, just go on there and talk pizza. And you know what?
If John Wayne Gacy was a fan of pizza, would you pop him on?
Yeah, I would.
For a little conversation.
The serial killer stuff's crazy.
We'll talk about a way to kill a lunch.
Well, I don't know about Jeffrey Dahmer.
On that. Yeah. I don't know where do you draw the line on that.
I don't think having a conversation with them means you're vouching for them. Yeah. Like, we've talked to a lot of people that it's not like we're lots of people we're not fans of for whatever reason. It doesn't mean I'm vouching for them. Like,
yeah, exactly. Just because you allow somebody to come on as a guest does not mean you endorse their views. And I think that's a lot of things that people have got. All right. Anyway, enough of that. We'll deal with that tomorrow. And again, it might be a 3-minute show tomorrow, but I will have some good pizza at least. And I did stop by last night, had a beautiful mushroom pie that I brought over and watched the second half of the second game. But meanwhile, today it's brisk and cool outside.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
Means noodle soups. And you see what I got here today from I thought we were going to be at Grandpa's today. I wanted to be at Grandpa's today because we were supposed to be there earlier in the month, and Mark Freed, he basically did an impromptu trip to New York to visit his first grandchild for a grandson, Mazel Tov. So that's a great excuse to break a lunchbox date earlier in the month. And I thought we would be able to kind of maybe get in there today, but lo and behold, he could not make it in today. But we're going to be in there at Grandpa's, one of your favorite stops on the tour, Defo, on Wednesday, February 7th, I believe, right before the big game, because that's going to be Grandpa's Bakery and Deli. Great place to pick up platters and everything you need for your big game
sandwiches
party.
and stuff would be great.
Sandwich platters. The platters that I had for my mom's Shiva call was outstanding. And if you get something like that for a big game party, every guest would be pleased as punch. Great cold cuts. And of course, you can get the appetizing and the deli. Besides the deli platters, you could get the appetizing platters with the fish, the lox, the smoked salmon and dipped, the cream cheeses, the bagels, all that stuff. Grandpa's Dania Beach. Instead, with no Grandpa's show today, I went across the street to Grandma's Secret, which is my favorite Uzbek cuisine, Uzbeki food.
There you go.
And Defo, I know that you are just thrilled to see me slurp handmade noodles.
It's my favorite part of the show. I think it brings a lot out. The people really enjoy it. I don't even want to look at the screen.
Yeah.
All right.
So have we gotten to the contest? 4 different people have asked about the contest. Yeah. So how did the contest shake out?
I was waiting for us to get to our usual showtime because I didn't want anybody to miss it from the earlier showtime. Now, there might be a little controversy around this week's contest. And these handmade noodles, I saw them pulling them and making them as I was in there. And there's nothing better than like a hand-pulled noodle, fresh in the bowl. Okay, so 2 people, congratulations. We've got 2 that are going to be going in the hat, and I'm going to have to wait till after the first break because I'm so behind today that I haven't made my little slips. But I did want to bring something to the attention of the judging panel. The 2 people who both nailed it, all 3 elements completely accurate. The first one was a gimme, right? You remember the...
we gave the restaurant away.
We were celebrating the winged horse with a place famous for wings, and of course, that place is Shenanigans. Did you catch that one? Defo was on the show when we were.
Yes, Defo was with us.
Yes, and so that was the easy slam dunk number 1. Slam dunk number 2. Did you catch the big Pegasus World Cup Invitational, Defo? Did you have any?
I did watch it. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time at home, unfortunately. But it was great. I had a chance to go out there, but I just wasn't ready to be in a confined space there with a lot of people. And was offered at the last minute a VIP ticket by my friend known as the Godfather of Fun. Don O'Malley out of New Jersey. He was
we've met him. You've had him on the show.
He's great.
Yeah, that's right. He came by at Gulfstream, and he said he had a VIP suite ticket for the races. Jersey Kyle, who was at this gathering, which, by the way, the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar, we were there just, as patrons the other day at night, full moon, beautiful. Nighttime. Well, what a great setting. And,
so great.
Everybody absolutely loved it. And, Frankie had a deal going because he's from Michigan, where every time the Lions scored a touchdown, which they got quite a few, especially early in the game, if you were wearing a Lions piece of clothing, a hat, a jersey, whatever, had a Lions emblem on, he was giving free shots to everybody.
Oh, so really?
That looked like it was getting pretty expensive there. I don't know how Frankie felt about it, especially since his team was winning 24-7 before they blew it away. But I do have to say, it was just absolutely wonderful out there. So if you're looking for people, are always looking for a spot on the beach. Food wouldn't not necessarily be something you would think would be top notch, but we've been there many times. And even Mike Mayo is, tough a critic as Mike Mayo is, you had to acknowledge that it kind of blew you away. So that was a lot of fun. And as we said, Jim Sarney was out there, but he was watching BC hockey on his phone while everybody was socializing. Barely said a word.
He's the most classic human being ever.
He is socially. Is he on the spectrum? I don't know what you would call that. Osberger.
I don't know.
He's true to himself. I will say that he's true to himself. He doesn't.
Was it the women's bean pot
demeanor? Yeah,
if it was the men's bean pot, I could understand that.
That's not better. No, don't do that.
And are you going to take his suggestion and discuss this guy who hit a quadruple axle
Quadruple axle.
on the show today? I mean, might be a better direction to go in actually than the one we started with.
The Axl Rose or
Yeah.
maybe Pete
Oh my
Axtelm. That would be a good one. So the contest. So of course, National Treasure was the favorite. Bob Baffert. Trained.
Surprising win by that horse. The style in which he won, because he burnt himself out on the front end. Not supposed to be able to do the mile and an eighth like that. Came back and had plenty in the stretch.
He had plenty in the stretch. I think a mile and an eighth at Gulfstream. It tends to be a speed favoring track to begin with. So I think speed would tend to hold on there, maybe better than some other places. So again, congrats. I was a little bit miffed because my pick, O'Connor, the Safi Joseph horse, who's coming off two kind of minor stakes prep wins going into the race, and I think went off at 6-1. I was alive in a pick 5 with him that would have paid like $3,400.
Wow.
For some reason, I didn't use the freaking favorite.
Search warrant there. You had to find him with a search warrant.
He
as the
finished
saying
fourth.
goes.
He finished
he did?
fourth. He completed.
Don't leave out Frankie Dettori. You can never leave out Frankie Dettori.
No, that was a horse I used in some of my trifectas. My key horse in trifectas with the National Treasure ended up being the Brad Cox horse. That was the one you needed a search warrant to try to find. He was nowhere on the board. I did 7s with 2s and 8s. And then with the Frankie Dettori horse, who ended up filling out, it was a nice trifecta. It ended up coming back like $400 with a
lot of sucker money out there.
Yeah,
a lot of new players. Yeah,
I'm kicking myself because it's one of those like I should have had that, but I didn't. So anyway, 14 of our entrants in the contest this week did pick National Treasure to win.
Wow!
Although I think
chalk players. Wow.
I think actually one person, the one of them that picked San Francisco by 3 points. Okay, we had. I think 14 people picked the correct horse or the number 13 horse, which ended up being scratched and got the post-time favorite. 14 of them, 10 of them took the San Francisco 49ers. 4 of them took Detroit. Of the 10 that took the 49ers, 2 had it right on the money.
Oh, really?
San Francisco by 3. So this is an interesting one because we've got this matchup of congratulations of Gretchen Coletti. Gretchen Coletti was looking to be a first-time winner, but she she did pick number 7. She had the correct, she didn't do the also eligible. She had the number 7 winning, and she had San Francisco by 3. It was a perfect entry form. So she's in it against a multiple-time winner, and this is where it gets a little controversial, but I went to the rule book, and there's no controversy. Eric Newberg also had nailed all 3 components, and the controversy, not controversy. I said it looked a little familiar. I remember he just went for a brunch and he won. He ended up entering and winning on October 27th. The date of this last contest was January 26th.
Yeah, that's no, he's not allowed.
Yeah, not so fast, Mr.
Okay, what?
Mr. Shaved
head. So
brown shirt.
What is your stipulation? And I love Eric. I'm just trying to treat everyone the same. What's your stipulation?
I went to the official Mike Mayo's Lunchbox
90
rules
days
on Facebook.
90
it
days.
says 90 days, not
It does.
3
It does.
months.
Not 3 months. Yeah, it's 90 days.
And it came out that he entered the contest on Friday was 91 days.
Oh, okay.
He's in.
That's fine.
Was out of jail. Now, here's the little wrinkle.
Okay.
Eric entered last week when he was not eligible to win, but he can't get penalized for entering a week early if he didn't win.
Didn't win. Yeah.
He can enter it every freaking week. It's on us to not reward him.
He entered 1 week. He's usually pretty good about the rules. He had not been entering.
Wait, so if you because Andy likes to play our stuff even though he doesn't even want the prize half the time. So like
Eric is on the line here.
And I know.
Says,
so
wow.
okay, so
but he's in. According to my rules,
you can't win. You don't even want them entering because it's confusing to you. Like to me,
why do I have to then go back and look up if somebody is disqualified? I mean, I do it because I have the full sheets and lists here.
I'm not gonna
all
pay
my little markings, and I have we've done 60 of these now. Defo, could you imagine
60? Wow,
such organization?
I didn't know that we'd last through 6.
You're
a strange cat. Yeah, you look like you got Andy Reid's play card there. Is there a Chinese menu on the back of that?
Who needs to still make a date? Who's gone and has been
satisfied?
My God. Who's just
Lubie and I never went into that much detail when we were doing contests. It's just like you're out. That was it.
But no, so Eric Newberg and Gretchen Coletti are the two that are going to be in the hat as
Yeah.
soon as we take a break, and I make little slips and put them in the hat because I just haven't gotten
Well, you
around
only
to
have
it.
two names. I don't know. You need to go to
Just
that
put it
extreme.
in your
Spin a
cup.
wheel.
Do
Or
you want
something.
to flip a coin so that there's no
that would actually
allegations
be-
I
against
don't want to be
me?
responsible for somebody's
I don't have
loss
a
here.
coin, but I would.
You
You
don't
know,
have a
right?
coin? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! Don't you have a virtual coin?
Who has
This is-
coins?
Joanne thinks everyone should be disqualified.
Yeah.
Like-
I think you ought to start over. Yeah, exactly. Joanne's on it.
I think Roger Stone is disqualified. That's for sure. He's never going to win
That's a
anything
stretch.
on the show.
I love
Yeah.
Joanne. Joanne's classic.
Can we take our first break and then
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
sort
ready.
out how we'll do the tiebreaker?
I put the two names down. You only need first names, and draw one or the other.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
I'm
all right.
going to
That
put it
makes
in my
sense.
Dolphins hat. Let's go to our first break. Who should we talk about first this week? Let's talk about our friends at Tropical Acres.
Yeah, it's Monday.
It's Monday. It's half price wine night. I might need some half price wine tonight and Tuesday night. That's when it's offered, along with half price happy hour drinks in the bar from 4:30 to 6:30, and the loyalty reward club card. Every 12 punches that you get on there for an entree, you get the 13th entree on the house. And don't forget Valentine's Day coming up. I got to give them a call and see how fast they're filling up, if they still have all times available. But again, it's going to be a great night for you and your loved one on Valentine's Day, Wednesday, February 14th. Make a reservation now at 954-989-2500, 954-989-2500. Lubie, on top of everything, has the number right there on the crawl. Again, tropicalacres.com for all the info and intel. They're open every day but Sunday. They also have a butcher shop in there if you want to run in there and pick up some of their beautiful filet mignons, barrel cut, 9-ounce, 12-ounce, whatever size you want. They have them there right in the butcher shop that's open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Go into Tropical Acres and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. We love the Studiali family. They'll take great care of you.
Are you going to wear your MAGA hat on the show tomorrow? You really ought to
should
consider
wear,
it.
like,
Yeah. I'm going to put a
super
logo
liberal
over my
stuff.
Saratoga hat if I was coming.
I might go out and find a hat
liberal.
that says woke. I
We
might
should just
find
be super
Why
liberal.
don't you wear
Black
those
Lives
boots like
Matter.
DeSantis had when he was touring, over there in the West Coast there, as he had grave concern for the poor people that, lost all their homes and everything. All right, we're coming back with more. One thing about Jack Studiali, man, he makes every day feel like Valentine's Day when you walk in there. I mean, he's one of those guys that has that kind of personality and persona that just makes you feel good. I mean, exuding class, as we say. So check out Tropical Acres, and we'll be back with more on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
A Delray Beach favorite since 2010. Casual waterfront dining right on the Intracoastal and the Avenue. Located at 840 East Atlantic, there's valet parking and dock and dine available. By land and sea, this is the place to be, with modern American cuisine, fresh seafood, and a sushi bar. Stay cool in the interior dining room or chill out on the air-conditioned outdoor deck and bar. All your favorites are here, including burgers, tacos, and their great spinach cheese dip. Weekend brunch until 2 p.m. and live music every Saturday and Sunday afternoon. For reservations and more information, go to deck84.com and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. To me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Back on the Lunchbox, I'm stuffing my face with that delicious Ugar Lagman soup, which is from the Grandma's Secret restaurant in Dania Beach, an Uzbeki restaurant. But Ugar Lagman soup, as everybody knows, is a beef soup, very rich with handmade noodles. This little spicy mix that they give you in a separate container. The Uyghurs are actually a Muslim minority in many parts of Asia, and they are actually talk about some politics and stuff. But China has been accused of ethnic cleansing of the Uyghur population in different provinces in China. The education component of this show just keeps expanding in ways that are both.
And no one's asking for it. I don't care about your soup. I do care about the contest. Right. It's so funny. Like in the 14 years I worked with Defo and the 40 years he's worked, all people did was accuse us of being full of garbage. We're finally not full of it. We're working with Mayo, who's on the up and up, keeps tabs, all this crap. And now they want us to go, well, just pick people. I'm like, what the? We would do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm seeing the chatter here. First of all, this is 100% playing according to the rules. If I was a nasty prick, I would say, oh, it's less than 3 months. But the rule is 90 days, not 3 months. And it's 91 days. So it's a valid entry. Eric Newberg is one of the two slips. Completely valid. Gretchen Coletti trying to be the first timer. And yeah, all right. And if the world and the universe was fair, I would say Gretchen would be the winner and give her a chance.
Yeah, but that's not. But that's.
But that's
is that
not
fair. That's not fair. That's not a. You set rules, and you've actually done a really good job at keeping track. Where Defo and I would go, I think you have it one. Like you actually have it color coded.
No,
like,
and look, if I really like.
Why punish people for following the rules?
I would ask Joe Beja if, like, you want to make an exception this one time and award two because two had the exact, all three things exact. He's a nice guy. He probably would. But I'm not going to make that ask anymore because if we did that every time there's a two-way tiebreaker, pretty soon they're going to run out of money to pay us. So we got to, kind of keep things by the straight and narrow. All right, here we go. Enough of my nonsense. But the rules are the rules. They're printed right there on the top of the Mike Mayo's Lunchbox Facebook page. So if you want to read them for yourself, and if anybody finds any kind of problems, have their lawyers contact Grant Smith, care of Roger Stone, and we'll take care of it. Okay, I've got one slip. I don't know which one says which. One slip says the name Eric. One slip says the name Gretchen. I'm going to kind of do a little switcheroo. I'm not pulling it out of a hat. I'm going to put one slip in my left hand. This is my left. You're right. One slip in my right hand. This is my right. Pick left or right there, Defo.
Well, we got to go left in honor of what you're doing tomorrow to destroy the program.
Exactly.
Well, no, I mean, I'm having somebody from the right, but
well, let's balance it out and stay
I'm
with
a
the left.
lefty,
Yeah.
and sometimes I hit him with the left hook.
Whatever's in your left hand, that's the winner.
That's the winner. All right, here we go.
Good luck to both people.
We're going to open it up. The suspense is just killing
They're
me.
both worthy of winning.
Joanne is going to commit.
Eric did.
Of course it was going to be. You knew it was going to be Eric.
I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I might lobby on behalf of Gretchen. We'll see.
We can talk.
See if Joe will come up with another one. She deserves it. She really
It's
does.
fine. Yeah.
Look, you hit that trifecta Cole like that with the exact score margin.
It's
plus a winning
impressive.
horse and a 12-horse field of championship caliber horses.
Yeah, I mean,
and
it was
you get
chalk.
shenanigans right, you know, which was the easy part. You deserve every consideration.
And we're not trying to discourage.
And Eric is saying, "I'm innocent. You are innocent.
He didn't do anything wrong. No,
we'll grant you a pardon too, even if you
Exactly.
weren't. But you are innocent. You played by the rules. You're all.
This
good.
isn't like pass interference, open to interpretation.
Exactly.
And again, you know, this is one of the problems of America. It's like people should not be punished for their expertise. Obviously, Eric is pretty sharp in terms of horse race handicapping.
Whoever wins on Jeopardy comes back the next day.
Yeah.
The man has won now 3
Winners
times.
out here.
Wouldn't it be more annoying that we just pick and like? I feel like if they're like, well, this guy's won 5 times, this person's never won. You get it, okay? How do you know we're not doing that every week? How do you know we're not doing that every week?
The contest is great, though. I mean, that's the good part.
Oh, did I hear that right? Because I recall maybe a little over a year ago getting.
No, I mean the contest itself. I mean, from a design standpoint, I thought was far fetched and really preposterous. But there is interest in it, so that's good. Yeah.
And instead of making it simpler, I've actually made it harder, and it still remains popular. So
that's good. I mean, in terms of I don't want to say that everybody always loves it. I remember when I first moved to town. In 1981, I had a job at 940 Wins. I was going through a drawer, trying to see what was in there so I could throw the stuff out. I found some coupons for a frozen pie at a supermarket that didn't exist anymore. And I offered them up just as a joke. And you wouldn't have believed the outrage that occurred when they found out that the prize wasn't legitimate. I mean, it sparked interest in the program that I couldn't believe. And anytime you're giving something away, it doesn't matter what it is. On radio and now streaming, there's always massive interest for some reason.
People love freebies.
Doesn't matter how insignificant. You could be giving away lip balm from a station's low, that isn't even the one that you're working at, and people are, hey, can I get some of that? So always a popular thing. The radio or TV giveaway.
Well, glasses out.
I see people outraged. Coming in from Las Vegas, and I'm very, very sorry about that late door cover.
Oh, Sheldon G. Yeah, wow. He has every right to be bitter after that backdoor cover.
And so
win only once.
I'm angering
you can never play. You can never play again.
I felt his pain, because I'm looking at it going, well, there's 3 minutes left in the game. They're not going to go for a field goal, but you get that late concessionary touchdown when they go into the Sperano Red Sea defense. And they just allow a team to get down there, but they evaporate all the time on the clock, so it becomes mathematically impossible. Dan Campbell to win the game.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I mean, San Francisco, on a 4th down play and a miraculous catch after they had failed on 3 previous tries from near the goal line. That's a disgusting beat. It really was. So we feel your pain, Sheldon G.
I feel his pain, but now he's mad at me.
Which he should be, yeah.
And he could rewatch the beginning of the program because he says why.
We did a whole thing.
Why.
We did a whole thing. So just watch.
And, I'm going to go with that. Meanwhile, let's talk a little bit about something that happened in the middle of the game last night while I'm sitting there watching. And I try to avoid the let's eat and doing any adminning during, some of these major events. But I happened to just go on Facebook during one of the breaks, and up in my feed popped what I thought was an outrageously unfair review. It might have been involving the restaurant that was involved in this week's contest as the contest answer.
That piece of fish that was on a
paper plate? Saw that.
Yeah,
okay.
On it.
So
I was going to respond, but it seemed anybody that knows shenanigans knows that they're great. I mean,
here's the thing.
Their food is top notch.
I was not the one who gave the order. I was not the one who approved that post. When I saw it, immediately I removed the post.
Oh yeah.
Not
Okay.
because Shenanigans is a sponsor and Pat Utter is a friend of mine. I would have done it for any restaurant out there, including ones that I maybe don't even like. The reason is that was a completely unfair review. Not the review itself, the words are fine. If you want to say, I went in, it was crowded, I didn't get the greatest service, the beer wasn't the same price. Well, I don't even understand what the whole gist of it was, but basically he ended up getting something to go instead of eating it there, and it was a fish dish, right? But instead of showing what the actual fish dish looked like when he opened up, the full, what the plating was, what the setup was, is it served with rice or with French fries and with vegetable? This guy basically is a manipulated thing. You know how the phrase of the day is this artificial intelligence and the deep fake. Well, this was a shallow fake. It was a guy who just like snipped off a third of a piece of the fish that he received, puts it on a paper plate, barren, and takes a picture of it, and is trying to like slam an establishment saying, "Look at this piece of fish." And then he comes up in the middle and says, "Oh, well, this is only a third of the portion size." Well, why the frick are you doing that?
So what was he complaining about?
I don't even know.
It looked
took it
bad.
down.
It looked gross.
Well, yeah.
He was upset too that beers were $5. Which I don't know how many sports bars you go to on when they're packed with people watching a game.
I would say go to the VFW hall. Yeah, I mean,
who's serving $3 beers there?
7-Eleven.
The VFW hall has the beers now for $4 or $3.
Well, that's good. It's going to VFW.
He's expecting it to be dollar beer.
And you know what? If somebody wants to make a ridiculous complaint, that's fine. I would have let that stand, and then have people chime in saying $5 is pretty reasonable for a sports bar on the Sunday. Blah blah blah. Now, I don't know if the guy ordered the blackened mahi, and
I was going to say, what if he got it blackened?
It looked to me like a piece of blackened, and then it was again a manipulated, just a little piece. It wasn't fair, so I took it down because it wasn't fair. Then the guy DMs me saying, "I used to respect you, now I don't." And it's like, what am I supposed to say to that? I'm like, okay, fine. I don't.
A lot of people would be saying that after.
I was gonna say, and
you didn't even do anything.
You think you're new?
Slurping down soup while you're talking.
Hello, have you watched the show?
You can't wait till after the show to eat. I mean, a lot of reasons.
Part of the show is the lunchbox. I'm supposed to eat.
No, but I'm saying part of the show is we make fun of you.
Eating. I mean, mouthful of yogurt, whatever.
Now
what happened to the diet, by the way? That went out the window?
No, we're still doing that. Okay. Somewhat, maybe. First weigh-in's going to be February 1st. It was a bad weekend, and it's a chilly day.
I wouldn't get near a scale if I were you right now. You were at the pizza spot last night. You're going to be there tomorrow.
Soup's fine, but exactly, you're at the pizza spot.
Saw Tom T on Saturday.
Exactly, I'm sure that went well.
Red beans and rice.
You're not going to turn down Tom. Tom T just throws food at you at some point. Like that's
very
what he's
slimming. Yes.
I went up to the Murakami, the beautiful Japanese gardens and park up in West Del Rey on Saturday. Took a lovely stroll around there. Have you been there before?
Don't know about that. I did want to mention this though, because it's and I saw you ran into OJ McDuffie the other day. Now, was that at the opening of the Licky Sticky barbecue? Because she went brick and mortar.
She did.
Yeah, which is kind of an interesting move.
Chef Juliet Johnson, who we've had on the show before. Yeah. I think she has won the People's Choice at the Visit Lauderdale barbecue battle, poolside barbecue battle. She was not there this year because she was busy getting the store ready for its opening, but she did win in the past. Really, really nice woman, and kind of third generation pitmaster. I didn't realize that her father and other family members ran a place on Sunrise Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale in the 1960s and 70s called Arts Barbecue. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one, Defo.
That one I'm not familiar with, no.
Arts Barbecue. Anyway, Juliet, been a long time a pitmaster that would sell at farmers markets and other things on the weekends. I think she's out there at Volunteer Park every Saturday still. But Licky Sticky Barbecue did have its grand opening. Long time coming. It took more than 3 years to get everything sorted out between permits and contractors who may have not been so ethical and swindled her out of money and never finished the jobs and things like that. It's a real long, arduous.
That's Florida for you.
Yeah.
Contractors out here.
It was great to see it open. Beautiful little spot. I know. Did your dad end up going over there?
No, I think they're gonna get down there. They're literally like 5 minutes away from there. I went to Piper. It's literally right next to Piper. Like, that's so funny that it's in the Lincoln Shops. Like, I've been going to that place my whole life. It looked interesting. I'm really excited to head over to that place.
I think was it the Northwest 44th Street in that 7700 block.
Yep.
Brand new spot. They're originally at first she's just going to be having operating hours Thursday through Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I believe. But looked like really good stuff. And at the grand opening was some people that we know, including OJ McDuffie, the Juice, Seth Levitt, a longtime, Dolphin ex-PR person who now helps run the Jason Taylor Foundation and also does all kinds of podcasting and work with the Dolphins and post-game shows and whatnot. And so it was good to see those two. And we talked about maybe having some sort of commingling of the minds and content. And I certainly would love to get OJ on the show and Seth and talk about football and food. You see? Talk to people from all walks of life, seditionists and former football players.
You can rationalize this all you want, man.
They're the same.
The general consensus, at least,
it seems
the feedback on the chat line here. And one of my favorites on the chat line is Blanche Manis, I believe it would be the pronunciation.
Mains, like the horse's mane.
She's terrific, man. And she has various forms of condemnation here of the things that you're proposing on the show, which I get
I thought you said it would be interesting, or not?
Could be. I don't know. It's a weird thing to do. I mean, of all the people in the world, that's the way I look at it.
Because he is a local, he lives in Fort Lauderdale, and he apparently does have an interest. Again, we'll see how it goes. And this is what I always tell people.
I'm sure he'll be very charming, the guy. That's how these people are. So.
On Let's Eat South Florida, I always tell people, don't judge food based on how it looks in a picture. And please be fair if you're going to post a picture. That's another thing. I will just strike down and remove unfair. If I think pictures are unfair or manipulated or don't show the product in their actual natural state of when it was first prepared and when you first opened it, then, I'm not going to abide that. But what I tell people is don't prejudge a place. Go in there, eat it, try it for yourself. So don't prejudge tomorrow's show until tomorrow. Let's see what happens.
We're not going to let them just spout stuff. I promise you.
I mean, this could be very interesting. It could be very, who knows? So that's why we do it. I wanted to, I guess I have that streak in me that sometimes gets bored if you do the same old. And really, who wants to just sit here? Who wants to?
I don't want to see eating the noodles, but I don't mind talking food.
With a chopstick.
I don't mind talking.
So
that's entertaining. I mean, you must have thought a great deal about this show when you
on the walk of life. I was like, I better get home and maybe have something to eat because
there are no restaurants to talk about. Or nothing going on in the food industry.
Talking about Grandma's Secret, I talked about Grandpa's because I was in there over the weekend. I talked about Tom's Louisiana Kitchen. People should go in there, and I did see there was a little bit of love on the Let's Eat group this weekend for Tom T. Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Riverside South Market there in Fort Lauderdale near the airport.
He's there, and that's because Ken was asking me about him because Ken's actually out east. That's every weekend. That's like his new stomping grounds.
I think Thursday through Sunday, right?
No, Thursday through Saturday from noon or noon-ish to about 8 o'clock. Okay. He does lunch. There's a lot of it's kind of an industrial area, a lot of workshops, boat repair stuff, and car repairs in that neighborhood. So he gets a lunch crowd in there Thursday, Friday, and then also the weekends, Saturdays. Sunday, he's back at his original home base, which is Nobo Brewing, North Boynton Brewing in Boynton Beach, in that little also warehouse, hard to find area. But he does Sundays there from, I believe, also 1 to 7 o'clock, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Fort Lauderdale. So go check out Tom T if you're into real deal Cajun Creole cuisine.
Well, I'm talking about areas up north. A gentleman with a restaurant group that has, I guess, 5 restaurants in the Boca/Delray area, the one and only Burt Rappaport and the Rappaport Restaurant Group. I know we're not anywhere this week, but I know next week we're going to be at one of their establishments, and it was really cool getting out to Prezzo last week. I know that's one that Defo is near and dear to Defo's heart, so I felt bad that we were bolognese and pizza-ing without the one and only Jeff DeForest at Prezzo last week.
Yes, I was very reserved in my pasta eating there. But,
I wasn't.
And of course, it was good to see Eddie Pizzoli, who is the managing partner with Bert there at the two Prezzos, Boca and Palm Beach Gardens. And then Deck 84. I love, when the weather gets cool and crisp like this is when I want to be sitting outside.
Yep.
Give me a little long sleeve sweater, pullover sweatshirt with a hoodie or something like that. And just chow down on some of the great food that they put out at Deck 84. Of course, Bert and Max's Grill at Meisner Park for over 35 years. They do it all there. All the restaurants have basically all day happy hours from 11:30 a.m. on until about 6:30, I believe. And that's in the bar and the high top areas of the restaurants. And they all have various weekly specials and wine Wednesdays with half price wine and all kinds of great, delicious lunch deals, which they have to call the lunchbox deals at Prezzo, and I think also at Bert and Max's, where they have various items for $14. And it's a great deal because you get high quality food, fills you up, probably could even take home leftovers and have enough for dinner too.
Nice portion.
Can't beat that deal. We love Rapport Restaurant Group and all his restaurants. Go check it out for yourself. You can see the names on the crawl below us and all their Instagram handles and websites. We love our association because the man is pure class. Bert Rappaport, Rappaport Restaurant Group, Eddie Pizzoli. Check it out.
All right, coming back, we'll wrap up today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, leading into what could be a very, surprisingly well watched. I don't know. The controversial figures usually bring out
like
the
no
audience.
one's gonna be there.
Yeah. Well, we'll distinguish the pizza spot tomorrow here on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Be back to wrap this one up in a moment.
Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting. Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova, or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox with Lubie. I know you've got business to attend to, so we're gonna let you cut out early. I've really got nothing left, and after tomorrow, there really might be nothing left, but we'll find out. Looks like we have some dissent on the show, and Defo would not necessarily have done this, but we will see. And again, I reserve the right to pull the plug and eject any guest and cut off any microphone at any time that I want. Right? Is that?
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, we're not going to go along with him saying ridiculous things.
Yeah, like if anybody calls anybody who's been convicted and imprisoned on charges related to January 6th a hostage, that I will not abide.
Yeah, it's a lie.
Correct them and try to have a semantic discussion. Again, I've studied at the hands of some of the best linguists in America. My fancy Boston not quite Ivy League, but liberal arts education. So, how's that? How you like them there apples, Johnny? Defo, do you have any closing remarks?
Nope. Left speechless by today's show. It was one of the best shows I've ever been a part of. Very exciting stuff. Yeah.
I might have ulterior motives, and which might not even be obvious to me at this point. But anyway, that's it for now. Enjoy every sandwich, everybody. Delaware Chicken Farm is a place to go for
those things to make those sandwiches.
Yes, to make enjoy every. All right, that's it. I'll let you go, Lubie. Defo, be well. We'll see you on Wednesday. Wednesday we're going to be at Batch, New Southern Kitchen.
Defo back. I think Defo will be back with us, so that'll be freaking cool.
Coming on the road.
Nice Southern cuisine and beautiful craft cocktails. That's Batch, Fort Lauderdale. Thursday we're going to be at Wicked Cheesesteaks. Also,
nice.
See our man Brian will be a nice, safe space show.
Yes,
no politics zone. It's just not such a safe space for my diabetes. When all his beautiful cakes and pies that the lovely Sonata bakes at Wicked on Thursday. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy every